And Mr. Who, do you know who was needed your services?
I only have one name, Your Honor. It's Ronnie Eduardo Lopez.
Okay. And he just, I assume he just heard my speech from you?
Yes, Your Honor. All three of them. I believe there's three of them, and I read all the instructions.
Okay. The other two need interpreter too?
Yes, but I did not get their names, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll figure it out. All right, so let's we'll take care of you right now. Mr. Lopez, you want to come up?
Señor López, ¿puede pasar al podio, por favor? Ronnie Eduardo López.
Good morning, Mr. Lopez.
Buenos días, señor López.
You're here this morning on a warrant that I signed.
Usted se encuentra aquí debido a una orden judicial que yo firmé.
The warrant is because you failed to appear in my court on a notice to appear for a violation of probation.
La orden judicial era por una incomparecencia porque usted no se presentó ante el tribunal por una orden de quebrantamiento de probatoria.
And Ms. Newby, was there a recommendation for probation?
Yes, it was 120 days.
Y señora Duby, ¿había alguna recomendación si era de 120 días?
So, Mr. Lopez, the probation department is looking for 120 days on the violation of probation. I suggest that you let me appoint you a lawyer.
Señor López, el departamento de probatoria está pidiendo por 120 días por el quebrantamiento de probatoria. Yo le sugiero a usted que me permita nombrarle a un abogado.
So they can discuss with you the consequences of entering an admission to a violation of probation.
Para que ellos puedan platicar con usted las consecuencias que le conllevaría al admitir el quebrantamiento de probatoria.
So, Mr. Lopez, would you like the public defender?
Así es que, señor López, ¿a usted le gustaría tener el defensor público?
Sí.
Yes.
I'll appoint the public defender. The bond on the warrant is no bond.
Voy a nombrarle entonces al defensor público. La fianza es no fianza.
And we'll have you back in court on October 10th.
Y vamos a traerlo de regreso ante el tribunal el 10 de octubre.
And the public defender will come see you at the jail before then.
Y el defensor público va a llegar a visitarlo a la cárcel antes de esa fecha.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Una pregunta.
Question?
Yes.
Sí.
¿Ustedes me van a, ¿cómo se dice? ¿Me van a otorgar el defensor público o yo podría buscar por mi cuenta?
Question, you're gonna give me the public defender or do I need to look for one on my own?
I'm giving him a lawyer.
No, yo le estoy dando a usted un abogado.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Ask you to go ahead and find out who else.
Yes. Por favor, las otras dos personas que necesitaban intérpreten, si puede una de ellas pasar al podio y me da su nombre. ¿Cuál es su nombre, señor?
Leodan Méndez López.
Méndez López.
Yeah, it's Lopez Mendez on the list.
Okay.
All right. And good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
You are here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Toner.
Usted se encuentra aquí por una orden judicial que fue firmada por el juez Toner.
Judge Toner found probable cause for 3 charges.
El juez Toner determinó que hay motivo fundado por 3 acusaciones.
Battery, criminal mischief, and witness tampering.
Agresión física, actividad ilectiva y también intervención con un testigo.
As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself, can hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
De acuerdo a esas acusaciones, ¿usted desea representarse a usted mismo, contratar a un abogado privado o a un defensor público?
Un defensor público.
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender.
Le voy a nombrar entonces al defensor público.
And state any history.
Y fiscalía, ¿él tiene algún historial?
I'm showing that there was a charge for leaving the scene and no motor vehicle, no license.
Pues yo muestro de que él huyó del sitio donde ocurrió el accidente y no tener licencia.
That shows 2016, but it doesn't show disposition.
Eso muestra que fue en el 2016, pero no muestra que hubo una resolución.
And then I also see a failure to appear. Looks like it would be from the same charge from 2017, though.
Y parece que hay una incomparecencia de presentarse por la misma acusación, pero muestra que fue en el 2017.
And that's all the information I'm showing at this point.
Y esa es toda la información que yo muestro ahorita en este momento.
And sir, I have an address for you on Broad Street in Mazarick Town. Is that where you live?
Señor, yo tengo una dirección que queda en la calle Broad y en la ciudad de Zurich. ¿Ahí es donde usted vive?
Sí.
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
¿Por cuánto tiempo ha vivido usted ahí?
Apenas como una semana.
Just 1 week.
Where were you living before that?
¿A dónde estaba viviendo usted antes de eso?
Allá aquí me en Bruxelles, pero me voy para trabajar, me fui para la cárcel y cambié de renta, pero acaba de llegar otra renta.
I couldn't understand everything, but in Brooksville and some apartments.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
¿Usted tiene trabajo hoy día?
Sí.
Yes.
What do you do?
¿A qué se dedica?
A trabajar en las pacas.
¿Cómo?
A las pacas.
I need to clarify what that means. ¿Pacas? ¿Qué es pacas?
Sí.
¿Qué es eso?
Como de pino,
Oh.
árboles.
With the trees.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. As to the battery, I'll set your bond at $1,000 or $500, and as to the criminal mischief and the witness tampering, $1,000 each.
Con respecto a la agresión física, le voy a fijar la fianza a $500 y con la conducta delictiva y intervención con el testigo, $1,000 por cada uno.
Condition of that bond is that you will have no contact of any kind with Irene Vasquez.
Y una condición con eso es que no puede tener contacto de ninguna manera con Irene Vasquez.
We'll have you back in court on October 23rd.
Y vamos a tenerlo aquí de regreso ante el tribunal el 23 de octubre.
If you're able to bond out, you should go see the public defender.
Si usted puede salir bajo fianza, usted debería de ir a visitar al defensor público.
If you're unable to bond out, the lawyer will come see you at the jail.
Si usted no puede salir bajo fianza, entonces el defensor público va a llegar a visitarlo a usted a la cárcel.
Ok, una pregunta.
Okay, a question.
Go ahead.
¿Así?
¿Y si yo pago la fianza hoy, si me suelten o no?
If I paid the bond today, would I be released today?
Yes.
Sí.
Ok, está bien.
All right.
Ok, gracias.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Gracias.
I'm sorry, what was the return date on that?
1023.
Señor, ¿cuál es su nombre?
Díaz García de Sandel.
Díaz García Alexander.
What was the last name again?
Díaz García.
Number 7. Okay. You said like that matters to me. There it is. Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
The charge this morning
Good morning.
is battery on an inmate.
La acusación esta mañana es agresión física con un prisionero.
There's probable cause for that charge.
¿Hay motivo fundado con esa acusación?
As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Y con respecto a esa acusación, ¿usted se va a representar a sí mismo, va a contratar un abogado privado o quiere a un defensor público?
Would you like
Fully defender.
Public defender.
I'll point the PD and state what can you tell me.
Le vamos a nombrar defensor público y fiscalía.
Here I'm showing, in this paper it's not showing disposition on what I see, but I'm showing several charges from 2016. That would include a robbery with a firearm, resisting, fleeing to elude,
Yo no muestro ninguna resolución, pero sí muestro varias acusaciones. En el 2016, robo con un arma de fuego, resistir y huir y escaparse.
And I'm also showing, also 2016, see cocaine, marijuana possession, and driving offense. It's like no license.
También muestro en el 2017 posesión de cocaína y marihuana, y con respecto a delitos de tránsito es que no tenía licencia.
And I have a note that the defendant also has should have an outstanding warrant out of Citrus County on case number 16CF958 from Citrus.
Y también muestro yo una nota de que el acusado tiene una orden judicial de parte del condado de Citrus en el caso 16CF958 de Citrus.
And then, do we know at the jail, has he got a pending case or is he serving a sentence?
Y nosotros sabemos de parte de la cárcel si él está sirviendo una sentencia o si tiene un caso pendiente.
Somebody said, has he got a prison sentence pending?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding.
Él tiene una sentencia pendiente.
All right, I'll set the bond at $2,000.
Bueno, entonces yo voy a fijar la fianza a $2,000.
Condition of the bond is that he have no contact with George Susick.
Una condición con la fianza es que no puede tener contacto con George Susick.
And we'll have him back in court on October 23rd.
Y vamos a traerlo de regreso ante el tribunal el 23 de octubre.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Very good. All right. Good morning, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you are the person that committed the crime. As you stand before me this morning, I presume that you are innocent. That presumption of innocence stays with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state can prove the charges against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit. We'll determine whether that, or the warrant which led to your arrest, we'll determine if that bond will be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. And if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, it will be used against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear, affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Linda Foley. Morning, Miss Foley. What's your date of birth?
6/8/50.
Linda, you're here on a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel, or would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
Excuse me?
Hang on.
There's nothing recent. Showing a DUI from 98. Looks like there was a criminal mischief charge, but I'm not seeing a date on that one anywhere.
Okay.
And that's an obstruction charge, Your Honor. That's also from 98.
Okay. And Linda, I've got an address for you on Key Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
Over 10 years.
Okay. And do you live with Diane?
Yes.
Do you have a job?
No. I'm on widow's benefits.
All right, Linda, I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond, however, is until we get this case resolved, you're not going to have any contact with Diane. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't contact her through any social media. Don't have a third person contact her. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. Any way that you might imagine having contact, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, the bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She might go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She may tell them that she doesn't want to pursue this matter, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you must assume they're not dropped and you must not have contact. In addition, I've got to hold you at the jail today up until 4 p.m. so that if she wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. As far as the address on Key Drive goes, as long as Diane stays there, you'll have to find somewhere else to stay while this case is pending. You can go by one time to collect your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need for wherever you plan to go. But to do that, you must contact the sheriff's office first. They'll meet you there with a deputy who will stand by while you collect your things and get going where you're going. I'll have you back in court on October 18th. Very important that you go see the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Could I have somebody else pick up my things from the house?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to go.
Okay.
Thank you. Dawn Hensley? Morning, Miss Hensley. What's your date of birth?
2789.
All right. Dawn, I've got a new charge of driving on a suspended license. And then it looks like you're currently on probation. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that felony probation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have a probable cause arrest for the VOP. There is probable cause for that. As to these charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defenders, please.
I'll appoint the public defender. The bond on the VOP, of course, Dawn, is going to be no bond. Let's see. And you remember which judge sentenced you to probation? Was it Judge Merritt or Judge Toner?
Merritt.
Merritt? Okay. And so, okay, I need a Merritt date before the 23rd of October, if there is one.
How about October 3rd? Or October 17th?
There you go. All right, so the bond on the VOP will be no bond. The bond on the new charge, I'll set it $2,000, but that doesn't really help you much because, of course, you can't get out because of the VOP. I'll have both cases back on the 17th of October, and the public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Terry Hinman. Morning, Terry. What's your date of birth?
7/14/89.
And Terry, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Toner. He found probable cause, 2 warrants, probable cause for violation of probation in each case. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like the public defender?
I believe I already have Eric Tippin.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender. Bond on those warrants is no bond. I can't change that. We'll send you back to see Judge Toner on the 23rd of October, and your lawyer will come see you before then, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Catherine Mortimer. Want to miss what's your date of birth?
9/13/63.
And Catherine, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. Apparently, you failed to appear in her case, in her court on a charge of petty theft. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, or would you like the public defender?
I'd like to know if we could resolve this morning, Your Honor. I've been incarcerated on the charge for 75 days in Pasco, and I just recently took 2 years felony probation
Okay.
out of Pasco on the 15th.
What's the probation for?
It's drug felony probation.
Okay.
I signed for 24 months on September the 15th.
Stay, what do you think? Well, Stay, let me put it to you this way. When I give her time served this morning, are you going to have much of a heartache about it?
No, Your Honor, I was just checking the notes here. I think that if she said 75 days,
Yeah.
I believe that's right in line with what was the offer.
Yeah. I'll reserve on restitution. I don't know if you have any or if you know about that.
I actually have, our box was checked, it says not seeking, so we can go ahead
Okay,
and put
all
it
right,
down.
perfect. All right. So yes, Catherine, we can resolve you today for time served. You understand by entering a plea in this case, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, and the right to have a lawyer, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this today?
Yes, sir.
In case number 17MM1324 as to the charge of petty theft, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
There you go.
Yeah.
I accept your no contest plea. I'll find this freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to 75 days in the county jail, credit 75 served. There'll be a fine and court cost of $620. There will be no cost of incarceration since you did the time out of county. That takes care of your Hernando County case, Catherine. If there's nothing else keeping you in jail, you will be released today, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good luck. Move. Jay Wogan. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
8/19/74.
All right. Charge is violation of an injunction. There's probable cause for the charge. As to the charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll point to PD. State what can you tell me?
Yes. And 1 second, Your Honor. Showing nothing recently, Your Honor. 99, there was a resist without. Looks like a probation violation in 95, disorderly 93, resist without 94. And I believe you're aware that there is a party present for this case.
Okay. He wants to address the court, I assume.
I believe so.
All right, come on forward.
Morning.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
State your name.
Rick Freeland.
Mr. Freeland, what do you want to tell me?
I've been dealing with this individual. First of all, I've lived in Hernando County for 36 years, 64 years old. Multiple properties here, properties around the state, 2 businesses. Our information on this individual is a little
Who's our?
Sir?
Who's our information?
Information that I've gotten from Sheriff Department with regard to his...
Oh, I don't need you to tell me about his criminal history. That's okay. I understand.
Okay, you don't want to hear any of that?
Well,
Okay.
Have you got, an NCIC readout? I don't know where you're getting your information. I know where he gets his, but I don't know where you're getting yours.
Just anecdotal from the sheriffs that I've dealt with
Okay.
yesterday when this incident happened and previously.
Okay.
We had a criminal mischief case against him
Okay.
at my property on 3498. Went to court. He's known to be he has mental issues.
Okay.
Neither his attorney nor he denied it in court at that time.
Lots of people do.
It's common knowledge in the neighborhood. On Friday the 15th, this past September 15th, He showed up in the Walmart parking lot brandishing a baseball bat.
Okay, I understand you
Okay.
got an injunction, so you don't need to relitigate
Okay.
that. We're
Okay.
talking about this charge here.
Okay, this charge.
As I understand it, let me tell you what I know, okay?
Okay.
I know that you got an injunction yesterday, right? About
Yes, sir.
Late in the afternoon, after 4 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that Judge Eineman told him to turn his weapons into the sheriff's office, right?
I don't know what Judge told him. When I was in the court.
Hang on, let me
Okay.
finish and then.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right?
sir.
And Judge Eineman would have told him that because that's standard verbiage in an injunction. I assume it's a repeat violence injunction, Jim? Okay. And it would appear that he went home from that injunction and you watched him putting guns in his car and you called the
No.
sheriff's office.
Negative.
Okay, what happened then? That's what they told me happened, by the way.
Well, that's not what happened.
Okay, tell me what happened.
What happened is, when we were leaving, meaning on Highway 50 going west to Hernando Beach,
Uh-huh.
he weaved in and out of
That
traffic.
is not before me today. That's not why you got arrested. That's not why you got arrested. I'm telling you, you got arrested because someone called the sheriff's office, I presume it was you,
Yes.
and said that he was violating the injunction by being in possession of weapons. Was
Negative.
that you?
Negative. Judge, I'm trying to explain to you.
You can't tell me what happened outside. Let me read you the PC. I will tell you why he got arrested, okay? And then everything else is beyond my purview this morning.
Okay.
Okay? At 17:37 hours, that's 5:37, I responded to the residents of 3385 Mangrove Drive in reference to a restraining order violation. Contact was made with Jay Wogan, identified by his driver's license. Jay was observed carrying a weapon in his hands, placed it in his vehicle as he stated he was bringing it to the sheriff's office to hand over. Violating, the deputy says that violated the injunction, subsection H, defendant not surrendering firearms when ordered to do so by the court. That's it. That's everything. That's why he was arrested last night. Did you see him putting guns in the car?
No.
Okay. Did you call the sheriff's office for that?
I called the sheriff's department because he tried to ram my vehicle with his pickup truck.
Okay. Well, that's
And
not,
I called 911.
That's not here. Okay,
Well,
so
it's a
you'll have to go to the sheriff's office and file a report then, because that's not why they arrested him.
It's a matter of the 911 calls. It happened 2 different times. And that's why they responded to me. They saw him drive by my vehicle while the police were there within the 100-foot. That was saw by sheriff's patrol people. They went to his house and saw him taking the gun from his house,
Okay.
putting it in the vehicle.
Let me tell you what you need to do. You need to follow up with the sheriff's office, okay? Because the things you're telling me are a concern, okay? This is a concern to me because I think the state will have a problem proving a violation on the facts that I have. Because if Judge Eineman ordered him to turn in his firearms, and within an hour they're watching him put firearms in a car, they're going to have a problem at a jury trial proving that charge. Okay, I'm just telling you that because how else is he supposed to turn in his firearms? I don't know the answer to that. I think sometimes people call the sheriff's office and say, "Come get him," but nobody tells them that. Okay, there are other things you're telling me that would clearly be violations of the injunction and are very much a concern. But I'm telling you that didn't get through the sheriff's office from you to me. All I have is he had a gun in his hands and he was putting it in the car. That is literally all I have. So you need to follow up with them to make sure these other issues are followed up with. They can do reports. They can take those to the state attorney's office. Additional charges can be filed. Okay? And so because when I heard about this morning, I was concerned, and then I read the PC, and I'm like, that is fairly thin gruel. There must be something else going on here.
Well, let me say this,
Okay.
Judge. Been here a long time.
Right.
I've been dealing with this guy who's known to be crazy for 5+ years.
Okay.
And been on the wrong end of the stick. I've been insulted. Friday the 15th, I was battered. Nothing happened. I mean, he was not picked up for that. I have medical records here to reflect.
Right.
I'm just,
And
Your
Mr.
Honor,
Freeland,
please let
I'm
me
with
finish.
you. Right.
Please let me finish.
Okay. I don't
Let
need
me
to
have my
relitigate
minute in
the
court.
injunction. Okay, you had that yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
Right, and you got
And
an
he almost,
injunction.
he tried to kill me yesterday with his vehicle.
And that's,
Okay.
and that's not in front
And
of
I called 911 about it. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. But what I'm saying to you is, sir,
Right.
I reported every incident with this guy. This is the second time he's been arrested with regard to interacting with me.
Right.
At this time, yesterday, I'm in fear of my life with this guy. I can assure you, Judge, that he wasn't going after trying to kamikaze my vehicle 2 times. Wasn't
Your
going
Honor,
to get that
if
rifle.
I might interrupt here. I mean, we're getting very far afield. He's here on an allegation that is totally unrelated to the testimony. And at this point, as his attorney, I'm going to object to the relevance of that.
Okay. All right, you can keep going, Mr. Freeland. I understand. Keep going.
What I'm saying is the possibility that he was there to turn his weapons into the court, and this is what Judge Heinemann told me, because I asked him specifically what it says, firearms. Respondents shall not use or possess firearm or ammo. Respondents shall surrender firearms, ammunition to Hernando County Sheriffs. When I asked Judge Heinemann concerning that, I was told by him and told by the Sheriff's Department prior to going to court with regard to that proviso in this document, unless he admits that he has them and he surrenders them, that they will not issue a writ to go in his house and search his house. So there is a donut hole in this.
Oh, it's bigger than a donut hole, Mr.
Yeah, it's wide open.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my problem
plus,
is, Your Honor.
Plus, you know how easy it is to get a gun in this country.
Exactly. My problem is this guy's unbalanced. I don't want to end up being shot by a guy that's insulted me. He's battered me on the 15th. He's tried to kamikaze my vehicle. I've reported everything. I've tried to work within the system. I'm 64 years old. I'm in fear of my life. Plain and simple. And I'm not bullshitting about it. Excuse my French. That's the way it is.
I believe you. Hang on. And you've obviously done what you can. That's what I'm trying. I wanted to talk to you because I want you. You have to follow up with the sheriff's office because you're alleging things that aren't in front of me right now. And
Your Honor, I have followed up with the state's attorney about the issue on the 15th. I've followed up with professional standards with the sheriffs, who I don't think did their job on the battering on the 15th. I've got a retina that's clipped. I've got a floater in my right eye, a pulled groin muscle based on interaction with crazy young Wogan. And that's all facts. That's a matter of public record. I have my medical records right here. And I've given those to Judge Heinemann prior to this.
Okay.
So this is what the reality is.
Okay.
I am in fear of my life with this guy. I don't know what he's capable of. He wasn't turning that rifle into the sheriff's department when they showed up.
Okay. Understand, I'm not trying to suggest that I know one way or the other, but I am telling you that I know as a matter of law it's going to create a problem for the sheriff's office. And if you go to the state attorney's office, if you go to them, they'll go over it with you, and they'll explain to you why that's an issue. But that's neither here nor there.
I've already heard why it's an issue.
Okay, so I'm going to set a bond today. The other thing I'm going to say to you just before you go is to let you know that it is entirely inappropriate for you to attempt to influence a judge by contacting her family and saying you need to do this and you need to do that. And by doing that, you've already made certain that you're not going to have Judge Rupi on your case. You're going to have me. And you're not going to do it again. Okay?
That's right.
Okay.
I agree with you.
All right. So what I'll do in this case is, and you understand, just before you get excited about the bond, this is a first-degree misdemeanor right now. And I will tell you that I'm the first one to apologize for the system in a certain regard because it's not very forward-looking. Okay, and so you got an injunction yesterday, and you know because clearly you've been around the block a little. That piece of paper won't stop a bullet if that's where this is headed. Okay, it's an injunction. It says he can't have contact with you. But the flip side of that is I can't hold him without bond today either because the law doesn't allow that. The state attorney's office down the road could do a motion for pretrial detention if they believe that was appropriate. The schedule bond on this charge is $1,000. I'm going to set his bond at $10,000, given my concerns. And that may not seem like a lot to you, but I want you to understand that in the scheme of things, where we are now, and that's why I say we're not forward looking. We tend to correct things after they happen, which is very, very thin gruel for somebody in your situation, but that's the way it is. So I'm going to set it at 10,000. I'm going to order Mr. Wogan to have no contact with you. And Mr. Wogan, you heard me explain no contact earlier this morning, so now you understand completely and fully what that is?
I understood yesterday, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We'll have you back. I'm going to move him to my arraignment docket on the 1st of November. So you'll know about that date. You're certainly welcome to be here for that date and every day in between. And then I encourage you to keep after the sheriff's office, keep after the state attorney's office. These things are going on. They're not getting to me. Okay? And for something to happen, they got to get in here. All right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir. Okay. Mr. Mancuso, what do you got?
Judge, we had Mr. O'Brien last week. He was scheduled for, I guess it was for a pretrial, and she had a death in the family, and so she had to attend her funeral, so we reset it over to today, so that she could come in and resolve our case. This was the case where we had the stand your ground motion scheduled, and we came to an agreement with the state.
Do you have a copy of the, there's supposed to be 5?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
This was she was going to do something.
She was going to voluntarily do some anger management classes, and I don't remember the
Is this
specific.
a copy for me? Is that okay? Or
Sure.
Go.
I just, and then it was I can't, if I remember correctly, it was amended disorderly with all the court process.
That's my understanding.
Well,
As
okay.
long as we have this.
Very good, very good. That's, I was making sure that I had it right. It was amend to disorderly withholding court costs.
You got a case number for me?
Yep, I do. It's 2016 MM 002942.
You said 942.
Yes, 942. There you go.
Okay. Heather, raise your right hand. Solemnly swear affirm tell truth, whole truth, none but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
State your name.
Heather O'Brien.
Heather, you understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by a jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent. Do you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes.
Case number is 16MM2942 as to the amended charge of disorderly conduct. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
Were you satisfied with your lawyer?
Yes.
Had plenty of time to talk to him. He answered all your questions?
Absolutely.
Very good. I'll accept your no contest plea. I'll find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication. Sets the fine and court costs of $503. Is that something you can pay today, Heather? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have you set up a payment plan today.
Okay.
This young lady's going to give you paperwork that says you owe me $503. You're going to take that downstairs to room 136 and set up a payment arrangement for that, all right? Very good. Okay. John A. Right. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
5878.
John, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for 3 charges: dealing in stolen property, criminal use of personal identification, and defrauding a pawnbroker. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. State, what can you tell me?
I'm showing out of state history. North Carolina looks like a possession of controlled substance. 2004, looks like it might have been a federal charge as well. 2008, conspiracy to traffic in meth. I believe, Your Honor, that's in North Carolina. I'm showing South Carolina has something as well. 2016 breach of trust. It's listed as a misdemeanor here in South Carolina. And a use of vehicle without permission. Shows a conviction 2016.
Okay. All right. And John, it looks like your address is in North Carolina. Is that right, Cherokee?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you most recently were in the Hillsborough County Jail. Is that right?
Yeah, this is all from the same charges.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. And you working these days?
No, I've been locked up
Okay. How long you been incarcerated?
since June 11th.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, you set your bonds at $5,000 on each for a total of $15,000. We'll have you back on the 23rd of October. If you're not getting out, the public defender is going to come see you, get your case resolved as soon as possible. All right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Tito Boone. Morning, Mr. Boone. What's your date of birth?
5/17/96.
Tito, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like the public defender? I'll appoint the PD. Bond, of course, Tito, is no bond. I can't change that. I'm going to have you back in court on the 23rd of October. Public defender will come see you before then, all right?
Excuse me, can I say something?
Sure thing.
Like, I had probation in Hillsborough County, and they gave me probation down here, so they ran the concurrent. And I guess I had violated because of a curfew, and Judge Perry in Hillsborough County sent me to prison for 36 months. And I was at EOS yesterday, and they brought me here for this VOP.
Okay.
And
Well, Tito, I'm as far as I'm concerned, I don't know whether you violated your probation or not. My job really is just to tell you that the warrant is here. The person that's going to figure out whether there's a violation is Judge Toner. So, unfortunately, you're going to be in jail a little while longer. Public defender's going to come see you. That's who you tell the story to, and then they'll figure out in front of Judge Toner whether there's actually a violation or not. But all I can do is tell you what the warrant is and why you're here. Okay?
You don't think you could give me an earlier court date because I got some things that's going on the streets right now.
Okay. And again, I'm sorry about that, Tito, but this is for Judge Toner. That's pretty much it. The dockets are large, and this is what happens. So the 23rd is when it's going to be, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you. Maurizio Capelli? Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
6/4/75.
So you're here on a probable cause arrest for violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
PD.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond, of course, will be no bond. I will have you back on the 17th of October. They told you the 23rd. The right date is the 17th. Public defender will come see you before then, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Cordell Cross. Morning, Mr. Cross. What's your date of birth?
8/24/1986.
All right, Cordell, you're here on a writ of bodily attachment. That means that a circuit judge and a child support enforcement officer determined that you owe some child support. They set a cash purge of $820. You got $820, Cordell?
I believe my girl's in the courtroom right now with it. She should be in there.
She is.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I have the money.
Okay, you got $820? Okay, what's a number that you can actually get?
I could definitely get 2 to 300 for sure.
So if I order him to come up with $250 and that's going to get him out of jail today, that's going to happen, right? There you go. Cordell, you been working lately?
I've been working in and out jobs, sir.
Okay, nothing steady?
Not really, but I have enough income to handle it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Cordell. I'll tell you what, Cordell. You're in jail, and there's a woman in court who's willing to bring money to the jail to get you out. Your life is all right.
Your Honor, can I say something, Your Honor?
Well, if you think it'll help.
Nah, it was confusion because the $820 purge that was paid, that was already paid in August, but they didn't update the computer. That had been in contact with the child support, and it's on their computer that she received 2 checks in the amount of $820, but for some reason it wasn't brought her because it was late.
Okay. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do. Just like I said, I'll find you in contempt for the failure to pay the child support. I'll sentence you to 10 days in the county jail starting today or until somebody shows up at the jail with $250. Sounds like that's going to happen fairly quickly. After that, Cordell, you got to get yourself to Department of Revenue or Child Support Enforcement or wherever it is that you've got to go to make sure that this gets cleared up, because we don't set you a hearing date anymore. We just cut you loose. And if you don't get it fixed, then a month from now you're going to get arrested again, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so make sure when you get out you go get it fixed. $250, young lady.
You said 250, right?
Yep, she's got it.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
You better do something nice for her tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You take the money right to the jail. Yep. All right, thanks. John Dawson?
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Dawson. What's your date of birth?
2/23/68.
All right, Mr. Dawson, I have 5 charges this morning. The first is felony driving under the influence. I have driving on a suspended license. I have battery on an officer, firefighter, or EMT. I have obstructing without violence and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Or would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State what can you tell me?
Your Honor, it appears this is one of those where it doesn't have all the driving stuff on here. I do have some here. It shows there's a 2009, a resist without, 2009, it shows a second DUI. Again, I don't show one before that, so maybe on the driving record.
It is.
2012, I'm showing another DUI. 2014, I'm showing a 4th DUI, so that would indicate there's also something prior that's not showing. That's the last thing I see on here this time.
Okay. Okay. And Mr. Dawson, I have an address for you on Simeon Drive at Land O'Lakes. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
All right. How long have you lived there?
About 10 years.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I work for a gentleman who flips houses, but it's steady, everyday work.
Okay. All right. On the first 3 counts, I'm going to leave the bond at $2,000 each. On the 2 misdemeanor counts, I'm going to set those at $500 each. So your total is $7,000. We're going to have you back in court on the 23rd of October. Very important that you go see the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Justin Hildreth. Morning, Justin. What's your date of birth?
6/82.
Justin, I have 2 warrants for you out of Pasco County. Judge that signed the warrants, and I don't know if they're FTAs or what they are, but he set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. We'll let Pasco know that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. It doesn't take 5 days with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me, and I'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Mark Knoll. Morning, Mark. What's your date of birth?
1/11/82.
You're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I have an attorney.
All right. The bond, of course, is no bond. I'll have you back in court on the 17th of October. They told you the 23rd. We'll have you back on the 17th. Make sure you let your lawyer know about that date, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Christopher Minton. Morning, Christopher. What's your date of birth?
9/22/90.
You're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupie. You apparently failed to appear in her court on a petty theft. Charles, is there an offer on that one? Looks like an M2. So.
The offer I'm seeing is 60 days.
Oh, okay.
We'll continue time in Pasco. It looks like, according to this offer, it looks like there may be something else in Pasco as
Okay.
well, so.
Okay. Christopher, on that charge, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like the public defender?
I was hoping, Your Honor, I could resolve it today.
Well, all they want is 60 days in the county jail. Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, I did 50 in Pasco.
And that's what it's,
Okay.
in the history, it looks like it led to some time in Pasco and was going to run it with this, I guess.
Okay, so he's good to go, time served.
I don't know if it's completely, but it should be pretty close.
Well, he did 50 and you want 60. That's time served.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Does he any restitution?
I'm showing the box check, no.
Very good. All right, Christopher, you understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you. Do you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this case today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 17, MM2034 as the charge of petty theft. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find that it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 50 days in the county jail, credit 50 days served. The fine and court cost is $620, no cost of incarceration. You did the time out of county. That takes care of this case. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you will be released today, all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Jonathan Peck. Morning, Mr. Peck. What's your date of birth?
It's 1378.
Mr. Peck, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. Apparently you failed to appear in his court on a charge of felony driving on a suspended license. Did you have a lawyer on that case, Mr. Peck?
No, sir.
Would you like the public defender?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I'll appoint the public defender. Judge Toner set your bond at $4,000. I can't change that. I'll have you back to see him on October 23rd. Very important if you get out that you go and see the public defender right away. If you're unable to get out, they'll come see you at the jail, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Richard Sieber. Morning, Richard. What's your date of birth?
9/12/82.
Richard, you're here on a warrant, it looks like out of Pasco County. There's a number of counts, but the bond is $25,013, I think. Well, actually, it looks like it's no bond. Hang on. Active felony warrant. Count one. Count one is $25,013. Count two is no bond. Count three is no bond. Count four is no bond. So that means no bond. So same thing, Richard. We will let Pasco County know that you are here and ready to go. They'll have 5 days to come get you. If you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Lawrence Trombley. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
9/21/71.
Very good, Lawrence. I got two charges this morning: driving under the influence and driving while your license was suspended or revoked. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. What would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Yeah, I'm showing a leaving the scene from 2017, but I don't see the disposition on that one. And then out of state, I'm showing, Michigan. This will be a 2010 larceny, 2011 traffic offense, just listed as a misdemeanor. 2011, it shows an open container in a vehicle. 2012, there's an assault. 2012, there's a assault on they have it listed as assault / resisting on a police officer, so I'm not sure how that came out, but it shows it listed as a felony. That was 2012. In 2013, assault with a dangerous weapon. And all of them are from Michigan.
Okay. And Lawrence, I've got an address for you on Crescent Road here in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
A couple years.
Do you have a job these days?
No, I'm disabled.
Set your bond at $500 on each count. Your total's $1,000. We'll have you back in court on October 18th. Make sure you go see the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Craig Walker. Morning, Mr. Walker. What's your date of birth?
1378.
Mr. Walker, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently, you failed to appear in his court on 3 charges: possession of controlled substance, driving on a suspended license, and possession of paraphernalia. Did you have a lawyer on those cases, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir. I was going to court for it, and then I got picked up on a domestic in Pasco they dropped, and I was incarcerated when I had the court date.
And that is not uncommon, Mr. Walker. Unfortunately, this is just how we get you back on the docket. Did you have the public defender on these cases?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was out on the street on bond on it.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. The bond, Judge Merritt set your bond at no bond. I can't change that, but we'll get you back in front of him on October 3rd. Looks like they told you the 23rd, but that's a Judge Toner, so I'll have you back in front of Judge Merritt on the 3rd of October. Obviously, you're going to get held without bond until then, but the public defender will come see you before your court date, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Samuel Whaley? Morning, Sam. What's your date of birth?
9479.
All right. Okay, Sam, this is a writ out of Citrus County. Apparently, you were supposed to turn yourself in to serve a jail sentence. So this will be a no-bond writ. All we will do is contact Citrus County and let them know that you're here and ready to go. They get 5 days to come pick you up. Won't take 5 days with Citrus, but if for some strange reason you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me, all right?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure can.
What was the date on the warrant?
The date that you failed to appear?
Yeah.
Let's see. July 18th and August 2nd.
All right.
Okay? Thank you.